And welcome back to the Cincinnati Reds franchise mode here on MLB The Show 24. And we're starting this episode off with, unfortunately, a demotion of Lloyd Hutchinson, with everyone back from injury and Hutchinson hovering around that 200 mark with his average. Unfortunately, Lloyd will have to go back down to AAA. Now, again, we might see him back up in the majors eventually, but for now, I just think that's the right move because he looks like the odd man out of the starting nine. Now, we might make a trade come the trade deadline. I don't know. But for now, let's hit the MLB draft and the All-Star break. I'll be honest with you, I'm not going to show you much of the draft just because we're really not planning on playing another season of this thing, if I'm being honest with you. But we got Anthony McIntosh in the first round. He looks to be a solid closing pitcher. As for the All-Star game, DeAndre Wilder gets the All-Star bid, 2.56 ERA so far in the regular season. He will not be the only All-Star for us, but he is the only pitcher that the Reds do have. Kind of cool as you look at now the All-Star lineup. Corbin Carroll, Ha-Seong Kim, Ronald Acuna Jr., Ozzie Albies, Jordan Walker, Jazz Chisholm, Austin Riley, Matt Olson is a starter in the All-Star game, batting .289. Ohtani off the bench. You look at Max Stone, Alec Boehm, Trey Turner, and there's Elly De La Cruz. 4 times now he is an All-Star, batting .260. This one is well-deserved. Huge power numbers out of Elly De La Cruz at this point in the season. It's insane stuff. 24 home runs at this point in the year is really good for him, so shout out to Elly De La Cruz. He is now a 4-time All-Star. We have Olson, De La Cruz, and Wilder as our All-Stars here in 2028. We're not going to play the All-Star game. We're going to move on to some trades. Mackenzie Gore, love the guy in real life, but he is the odd man out with Hunter Greene coming back from injury. Rhett Lauder needs to be a starting pitcher in this rotation, and unfortunately, Mackenzie Gore with that ERA of 5 simply doesn't cut it. I understand we just gave him a big contract in the offseason, but I'm willing to send him off for not that much. I'm really not asking for much. I'm asking for a 23-year-old, 77 overall relief pitcher in Moses Donovan from the Detroit Tigers. Mackenzie Gore can now be their ace, I guess. Him and Christian Javier will be the best 2 guys over there in Detroit. I think it's a trade that works for us. Moses Donovan with a 1.09 ERA in AAA this season. Yeah, I'm happy with him heading on over to the squad. Quickly looking over some other trades around the league. Emmanuel Clase goes from the Cleveland Guardians over to the Pittsburgh Pirates, so he is now heading to the National League Central. The Pirates, though, really aren't contenders, so I don't really understand the trade. The World Series champions, the Los Angeles Angels, will go out and get Alex Verdugo from the Miami Marlins. And as we're seeing these big trades, yeah, we just got rid of Mackenzie Gore, but when you look at where the Reds are, and that's not going to be a trade we're going to make, getting rid of Garrett Crochet, hell no, but when you look where we are in the standings, only a game above, are now tied for first place in the National League Central with the Milwaukee Brewers, currently in the second wild card spot. With the team we have, yeah, that doesn't fly. We are trying to get back to our 3rd consecutive World Series and winning 2 World Series in 3 years. We got to make a splash now, and I'm looking at this squad. The one weak link to me is Yandy Diaz. Now, Corbin Carroll's on the trade block for the Arizona Diamondbacks. I don't understand why. I tried to put the right pieces together to go out and get Carroll from Arizona, but it just really wasn't working out. I'm looking to center a package around Yandy Diaz and Xavier Isaac. Isaac's a guy who really never panned out for us, who probably just needs a change of scenery. Kind of like Novi Marte earlier on in this series. I thought about getting rid of Lloyd Hutchinson, but that doesn't make sense. So we're going to instead look at Yordan Alvarez. Okay, this makes sense because the Astros, yes, they're contending this season, but Yordan's a free agent at the end of the year. This is a rental, and if we get rid of Yandy Diaz and a couple prospects, I think it will satisfy what the Astros are looking to do this season. Okay, Diaz and Isaac, 2 first basemen. Again, Isaac can be a guy, or Diaz can be guys who can fill the void for Alvarez in the lineup. Those 2 guys, and then just a prospect, I think works. Cam Collier really never panned out for us in the major leagues. I understand it was a super small sample size, but still, Collier, Diaz, and Isaac for Yordan Alvarez, a guy who is going to be a free agent at the end of the season, and a guy who we were not going to be able to pay anyways after the season's over too. It's just a guy we're trying to go out to bolster our squad going into the playoffs. Because again, I do not want to be put in a position, by the way, we're going to go sign Freddie Freeman. I don't want to be put in a position where we, again, have a loaded squad and we're stuck in a best of 3 wild card series. Again, we are a game back of the Brewers right now for the NL Central lead. That does not cut it. We gotta win the NL Central this season. We are only 13 games over 500. Now, on paper, that sounds really good, but for what the Reds are and the star power we have on this team, we should be a lot more than that. Now, again, now we're 16 games over 500 with that little winning streak we've accumulated over these AL Central squads. And we're going to be taking on the Detroit Tigers, who are 6 games over 500 heading into this game. The Reds are 68 and 52. The Tigers are 63 and 57. And it so happens to be the case that Mackenzie Gore is pitching tonight here at home in Detroit at Comerica Park. So that's something. The Reds on the road here in Detroit, Michigan. But again, you look at what the Reds have put together this season. No way this lineup should be where they're at and struggling to win their division. Again, with guys like TJ Friedl, Spencer Steer, Bryce Harper, Yordan Alvarez, Matt Olson, Matt McClain, Elliot De La Cruz, Francisco Alvarez, and Will Benson. Like, again, this team should be the favorite to win the entire thing. Here's Mackenzie Gore, 4.89 ERA so far in the regular season between both the Reds and the Tigers, and he will get the first out of this game. It'll be a ground out TJ Friedl to second, and here is that Reds lineup I talked about earlier. Look at the star power. Look at the guys in the squad. TJ Friedl and Steer manning it at the top, batting .328 and .302. Again, this squad is danger for everyone. And again, it doesn't matter, I really don't think, who's on the mound, lefty, righty. I think this team can hit very well against both hands of pitchers, as Bryce Harper will strike out to Mackenzie Gore. So Gore does go 1, 2, 3 in the top of the first. Here is, I guess, the ace of this Red squad, Jose Urquidy. He hasn't had a great 2028, 3.93 ERA, but Urquidy will face Pete Crow Armstrong first, and that one's off the leg of Urquidy, and you know with PCA's 99 speed, he's going to be on first base. So danger on the base paths early, but Jose Urquidy will bounce back and strike out Matt Vierling, bringing up Evan Carter, who comes in today batting .394. Carter, though, will fly out into left field to Bryce Harper. That is the second out the inning, bringing up Riley Green on the 1-1 pitch. That's a pitch up and in, which is called a strike, but PCA is thrown out at second. Do not run on Francisco Alvarez. Here comes Yordan Alvarez, his first in-game swing for us, and he's going to put that ball to right field for a single. Bringing in Matt Olson on the 2-1 pitch. Olson turns on one, deep right field. Going back to the track, it is Riley Green. That's out of here! Matt Olson makes it 2-0 Cincinnati. Yordan Alvarez with the single. Olson follows up with his 30th home run of the season, 374 feet, puts the Reds on top 2-0 thanks to that 2-run shot by Matt Olson. Matt McClain now steps in on a full count. Still no outs in the inning. McClain, it flies out one in deep right field, and that ball has the carry. Really? Oh my goodness. I didn't think it had the distance at all. That felt honestly like a routine flyout, but Matt McClain hits number 19 of the year, 361 feet off of Mackenzie Gore. 3-0 Reds thanks to back-to-back bombs by Matt Olson and Matt McClain. So immediately the Reds kind of doing to Mackenzie Gore what they experienced at times this season. Again, Gore was not the best starter for the Reds here in 2028, as he, though, has bounced back and gotten back-to-back outs of Alvarez, and now making back-to-back outs of Alvarez, De La Cruz, and of Will Benson. But we go on to the bottom of the second. Jose Urquidy will get the Tigers' only all-star and Riley Green to ground out to second base. Bringing up Jackson Holliday. I don't remember how they got Jackson Holliday on this team, but he'll strike out. Christian Arroyo up on that 1-1 pitch, flies out into center field to TJ Friedl. So 2 scoreless so far for Urquidy. TJ Friedl now leads it off here in the top of the third, and there's a reason this guy is batting .328. Again, not an all-star bid for him this season, but it's fine. He is going to be on with a single. Spencer Steer holds up on that 1-1 pitch, and TJ Friedl swipes second in the process. He is on with a stolen bag, putting a runner in scoring position for Spencer Steer. That ball is blasted into center. It will be caught out there by Pete Crow Armstrong. Here comes TJ Friedl, though, tagging from second to third, and he's in there. Runner 90 feet away here on a 2-2 pitch for Bryce Harper, and Harper strikes out. 2 gone for Yordan Alvarez. Alvarez hits one on the ground to the shortstop Jackson Holliday, and the Reds get nothing here in the third inning. Still, though, up by 3. Jace Young leads things off in this bottom of the third We get a call, we'll take it. Urquidy on the strikeout on the curveball down. Brooks Lee on the 1-1 pitch tries to bunt for a single, and that ball is perfectly placed by Lee. The DH, who's coming in today batting 154, is on with an infield single. Luis Torrens, though, follows up by popping out to our shortstop, Elly De La Cruz. 2 gone for leadoff man Pete Crow Armstrong. He had a single to lead this game off. Right here, though, he extends the bat and pops out. To the top of the 4th, Matt Olson leads things off here against Mackenzie Gore. Gore, though, going to get him on that lefty-lefty slider. 1 out for Matt McLean on the 2-1 pitch, or 2-2 pitch. McLean strikes out on a fastball down and in. Elly De La Cruz on the 3-2, blasts one deep left field. Going back on it will be Evan Carter. Oh, it's robbed! My goodness! Evan Carter got up there to take a home run away from Elly De La Cruz. Just severely unlucky right there. Elly gets robbed of another home run this season, and it's still 3-0 Cincinnati. Riley Green will extend the bottom of the 4th by hitting that pitch up the middle for a single, bringing in Jackson Holliday. He walks. Runners on first and second, 2 gone. Christian Arroyo on a full count hits that ball to right center field. There goes Will Benson. That ball's going to get down. Christian Arroyo will plate 2 as the Tigers have made this a 3-2 game. All this done in the 4th inning with 2 outs. Jace Young continues the 2-out rally for the Tigers. This game is now 3-3 thanks to Young's double. Brooks Lee on the 2-2 pitch strikes out, but the Tigers have drawn even here in this 4th inning for now, getting Mackenzie Gore off of the hook. We go to the top of the 5th. He strikes out Francisco Alvarez. He'll get Will Benson to pop out to the 3rd baseman, Jace Young. 2 down. TJ Friedel, the batter on the 1-1, blasts one up the middle. Friedel's on with his 2nd hit of the ball game. Again, there's a reason this guy is batting over 300 this season. Bringing in Spencer Steer on the 1-1 pitch. Steer on the ground, but to the shortstop, Jackson Holliday. We go to the bottom of the 5th, still tied at 3. Luis Torrens, the 9 spot for the Tigers, leading things off, and that one is going to just bloop into center field. Torrens is on with a leadoff single, bringing up the top of the order. Here comes Matt Vierling after a Pete Crow Armstrong strikeout, and we will get the 2nd out the inning right now with that ground out. Couldn't go to 2nd because of the runner in motion. Evan Carter, though, will ground out. Close play, but Elly De La Cruz is going to get him at 1st. To the 6th, Jeffrey Springs, the long reliever for Detroit, coming out to pitch. 3.68 ERA over 139 and a 3rd innings pitch so far here in 2028. He will get Bryce Harper to weakly fly out into left field. Yordan Alvarez now in the 2-2 pitch takes a horrendous looking swing at a slider away. Matt Olson in the 3-2 hits one up the middle. That ball is going to be played by Jackson Holliday. Jeffrey Springs with a 1-2-3 top of the 6th. As we go to the bottom of the 6th, welcome Moses Donovan. 3.68 ERA so far in the season so far. He got called up immediately after being traded from Detroit to Cincinnati, and why wouldn't he? The guy had a 1.09 ERA in AAA this season. Again, he was part of the Mackenzie Gore trade. He's gone 2 up, 2 down. Make it 3 up, 3 down. Strikeout looking of Arroyo. We go to the top of the 7th inning. Shout out to Moses Donovan joining this Reds bullpen, but Jeffrey Springs doing his thing on the other side of the ball. He'll strike out Matt McLean. Elly De La Cruz flies one into deep right field, but Riley Green has it. 2 gone in the inning now for Francisco Alvarez on the 1-2. That one is going to hit his shoulder. The 86-mile-an-hour slider does run in. Will Benson, though, will strike out on that pitch inside. To the bottom of the 7th, still 3-3. Here is another former Tiger, Gregory Soto. Now, he has struggled in 2028, 5.37 ERA. We do have Matt Strom sitting in AAA. However, I do just think Soto's better. He'll get Jace Young to ground out. Brooks Lee on the 1-2 pitch, swing and a miss. Fastball up and in. Luis Torrens on the 1-2, got him as well. Gregory Soto goes 1-2-3 in the bottom of the 7th. Who will score first and break this 3-3 tie? Because both bullpens doing a very good job. And I guess if we're talking about the Tigers bullpen, where you're talking about one guy, Jeffrey Springs, because this man has gone in, and what is he? 9 up, 9 down with the 1-hit batter? Crazy stuff. Gregory Soto stays out for the start of the bottom of the 8th just for Pete Crow Armstrong, but Armstrong's on with the single, and now 99 speeds on first base. DeAndre Wilder comes into pitch. He was an all-star this season. Can he shut the Tigers down? Well, he will strike out Matt Vierling on that pitch up and in. Bringing up Evan Carter on the 1-2 pitch. Strikeout looking. Wilder with back-to-back Ks. Riley Green on the 1-2. Give him 3 straight Ks. Oh, wait, not those Ks. You know what I mean, strikeouts. All right, to the top of the ninth, Yordan Alvarez leads things off. He will fly out into center field. Matt Olson comes up on the 1-2 pitch. We can't get a hit off this guy, Jeffrey Springs. We are 0 for 11 against him. Matt McLain make it 0 for 12. If the Reds are gonna win, they're gonna win in extras. Bottom 9 time. Felix Bautista pitching for the Reds, 3.93 ERA. Again, he's no longer the closer. That is Garrett Crochet. But Felix Bautista is one of the better setup guys you can get in the league right now. He'll strike out Jackson Holliday. Christian Arroyo coming up, swing and a miss again. 101. The guy throws absolute gas. Jace Young in the 2-2, swing and a miss. 3 up, 3 down, all on strikeouts. We go to extra innings. All right, Jeffrey Springs is still pitching for the Tigers, and we're now 0 for 13. We'll try to tag, though, here with Matt McLain. He's in at third. Okay, here comes Francisco Alvarez, and the 2-1 pitch hits one in the air. All right, that's going to be way deep enough to score Matt McLain. We are just going to count this, though, as an out, because technically we still haven't gotten a hit. I understand it doesn't count against his batting average, but still, we are 0 for 14 against this guy, make it 0 for 15. The Reds are, though, now winning still, though, without a hit against Jeffrey Springs. And here comes Garrett Crochet for the save. Obviously, a runner starts on second. Crochet will see Brooks Lee first, and Lee's gonna pop that one out to the first baseman, Matt Olson. 1 gone. Here comes Luis Torrens on the 1-1 pitch. Torrens up the middle. That ball's gonna get through. TJ Friedel gonna come firing home. Yeah, runner's gonna be safe. How about we have ourselves an even up game? I had to go with that call for a second. I swear, if you know what I'm talking about, you know. Just go look up the A's announcer. She's horrible. Anyways, Garrett Crochet gonna bounce back after giving up a hit. He'll strike out Matt Vierling. Evan Carter on the 1-2 pitch. Got him. Okay, we go on to the 11th. Still tied 4-4. The Reds, though, are now 0 for 16 against Jeffrey Springs. And Benson gets caught up in between second and third. So Friedel's on first. He is going to steal second, so just putting that runner back in scoring position. Can Spencer Steer make it 1 for 17 against Jeffrey Springs? He can't. We're 0 for 17. Bryce Harper on the 2-2 pitch. Harper into left field. I don't think that is the carry. It does not. 0 for 18 against the Tigers' long reliever, Jeffrey Springs. For Garrett Crochet, we got to get out the jam somehow. Riley Green's going to fly out into center field or left field. Runner goes back to second, obviously. 1 out. Runner on second. Jackson Holliday on the 1-2 pitch. Hits one hard to Matt Olson, but Olson has it. Runner moves to third, but Crochet just needs an out to get out of the inning. Jace Young on the 2-2 pitch. Got him. We walked intentionally the runner before. It's fine. And look at this. Springs is out. JP Fearenside now in the game pitching for Detroit, and that's all it took. Oh my goodness, after going 0 for 18 against Jeffrey Springs, new pitcher in, Yordan Alvarez up the middle, the Reds immediately get a hit and go up 5-4. Crazy how things work. Esteury Ruiz pinch running for Yordan Alvarez. He gets to second. Matt Olson walks. We're going to try to bunt them over with Matt McLain. However, they'll get the force out at second. So runners in the corners with 1 out. It just gets the runner 90 feet away, which I'm fine with. Ellie De La Cruz in the 1-2. Chops 1. You're not doubling that up. Yeah, exactly. So 6-4 thanks to that Ellie De La Cruz ground out. Francisco Alvarez now in the 2-2 pitch. Shelby Miller now pitching for the Tigers. He'll strike out Alvarez. It's all right. We go on to the bottom of the 12th. Michael Kopech, who is a 90 overall sitting in our bullpen, comes out for the save. Brooks Lee will fly out into right field. Again, we don't give a damn about that runner on second base. We just don't care. He can move to third all he wants. Again, if he scores again, it does not matter. So 1 gone. Kopech will now get Luis Torrens in the 1-2 pitch. Torrens hits one to left field. Bryce Harper. We just got to get the out. Harper got it. Again, runner going to the plate does not matter. So all the Reds need to do is get the leadoff man, Pete Crow Armstrong, here to end this game. PCA on the 2-2 pitch. Kopech deals. Got him. Fastball up and in, and the Reds win here in this 12-inning marathon of a game here at Comerica Park in Detroit, Michigan. The Reds again win it by 1. Your score is 6-5. They overcome going, 6 hitless innings against the relief pitcher for the Tigers, Jeffrey Springs. They somehow continue to stay in the fight and win this game in the 12th inning by scoring 2 runs. Thankfully, they put in JP Fearenside, and the Reds win it here on the road in Detroit. So, folks, thank y'all for watching episode number 88 of the Cincinnati Reds franchise mode here on MLB The Show 24. If you haven't yet, though, make sure to hit that subscribe button down below for more. Make sure to leave a like if you did enjoy the video. Give folks thank y'all for watching, and Mamba forever.